Good evening and welcome to the broadcast of the Enid City Commission meeting. Broadcasting live in high definition from the council chambers at the City Administration Building located at 401 West Owen K. Garriott. Please stay tuned as Mayor Bill Shuey presides over the meeting.
Meeting to order. The invocation, I'm sorry, we're all present. The invocation,
Good one.
we have a name, isn't here. Help me with your name.
John Chambers.
I drew a blank. I've only known you 37 years, but I drew a blank. John Chambers will give the invocation, flag salute. Chief, please, Chief. How about doing the pledge for us? John, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Let's pray. Father in heaven, as we enter this new year, I ask you to watch over, bless, and protect our community. Lord, bless those who serve the citizens of our city, be they involved with healthcare, education, the judicial system, the trades, retail business, or religious ministry. Bless them that they may be a blessing. I specifically pray this evening for our mayor and city council, our city manager and staff, that you grant wisdom and courage for the challenges and opportunities of 2016. Keep them from the snare and deception of that which may seem right, but bears no positive outcome. May their decisions be right for the benefit of this city now and for the generations to come. Lord, I bless you and thank you for your faithfulness. Amen.
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 4, consider approval of minutes of the special commission meeting of December 15, 2015.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ron,
Second?
second by Ben. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 7-0. Item 5, awards, presentations, proclamations, and organizational business. Do we have a pet here? I think you are it.
Fine looking animal.
He's a baby.
How's it going? My name is William Breeze. I work for Animal Control here in Enid. This is Sandy. She's a 3-month-old German Shepherd mix. She's one of the many we have that are looking for a home out there. So if you're in the market and you're thinking you need a new pet, we'd love to come visit you, or for you to come visit us, rather. We're at 1200 South 10th. Not hard to find us, and hopefully you can make one a good home. Thank you.
You never bring cats.
I don't have many cats.
Not true.
Sounds like we have a request for cats.
I have shelter cats at my house. No, I think I'm at the limit. Don't we have an ordinance about how many animals you can have?
Commissioner, you're one vote, you could
Good.
change that.
No, that's a plenty. I have 3.
Under item 6, hearings, item 6.1, conduct a hearing rezoning property described as lots 1 through 5, Block 4, Garden Subdivision in the southwest quarter of Section 30, Township 23 North, Range 6 West of the Indian Meridian, located at 518 West Purdue for P&K Equipment, from R1 Residential Real Estate and A Agriculture District to C3 General Commercial District. Chris?
Thank you, Mayor, City Commissioners, City Management. The slide on the screen in front of you shows in the 2 yellow boxes the area being considered for rezoning. The north one on the north side of Van Buren is R1, would be to C3, and the one south is Ag to C3. The P&K headquarters is right here. If you approve the rezoning, then all of their campus will be zoned C3, which is appropriate for their farm equipment dealership.
Questions?
This is a hearing.
No,
Oh, it's a
that's a hearing. Thank you, Chris. Item 7, Community Development. Consider an ordinance to rezone property described as lots 1 through 5, Block 4, Garden Subdivision of the southwest quarter of Section 30, Township 23 North, Range 6 West of the Indian Meridian, located at 518 West Purdue, from R1 Residential Estate District and A Agriculture District to C3 General Commercial District.
Now I move to approve.
Second.
Who made the motion,
I
Tammy?
did.
Second.
Just got ahead of myself.
Second by Ben. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 7-0. Item 7.2, consider reducing the speed limit on Cleveland Street between Chestnut Avenue and Willow Road from 45 miles an hour to 35 miles an hour.
Move approval.
Second.
5 to 35.
Motion by David, second by Ben. Further discussion.
Somebody contacted me that they were concerned about. I am never in favor of lowering speed limit.
Tammy, I can't. Tammy, I didn't hear a thing
She
you
said that
said.
was the area I was concerned about, and so it was the area somebody contacted me that was concerned about, because I am never in favor of lowering speed limits. I drive fast.
Any other discussion?
What, this gonna change, it's 4-lane, what will that do to that? Make it worse, better, or?
The recommendation is still to lower the speed limit to match what's south of there and what's north of there to 35. We think that the congestion of the apartments, Stonebridge commercial area, and the residential development that's going to happen on the east side of Cleveland is going to drive enough traffic there. The appropriate speed will be 35.
What do they drive now?
45.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Basically, it'll match up with south of Chestnut. That's all that development down there, it's all 35 when we came.
I think it's a good move, Chief.
There is additional enforcement going on there, right, Chief? There's a sign there that tells people going southbound. and
There is a sign.
So you can see how fast.
65.
It works. No further discussion? Please cast your vote. Motion carries 6-1. Yes, 6-1. Item 8, administration. Remove from the table and award and execute a uniform rental agreement with Aramark Uniform Services in amount not to exceed $28,439.84 for the first year, with the option of renewal for 5 subsequent fiscal years.
Move to remove from the table?
Motion by Ben to remove from the table, and second by David. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 7-0.
Move that we award and execute the contract with Aramark.
Second?
Motion by David, second by Ben.
You do have someone signed up.
We do have a person signed up before we vote. Mike Williams. If you would, use the mic, state your name and address, please.
My name is Mike Williams, reside at 24 Cumberland Road, out in Northwood. I work for UniFirst Uniform, branch manager. We're at 1618 North Van Buren here in Enid. And I wanted to just call some attention to the uniform program that has been bid on. There's a few things that you need to take into consideration. There's some apples and oranges things to consider. One of the larger items that I've learned from working in the industry for 29 years is there's an extra charges issue that can come up for lost or damaged uniforms that was not addressed in the bid. You can find yourself paying anywhere from $25 to $35 for a shirt or a pair of jeans whenever those come up missing or whenever they get damaged beyond normal wear and tear. The provision in the bid called for a prorated discount, if you will, over time, but there was nothing specific. There was no starting number. There was no age provision for the depreciation of the garment. And that alone could cost the city a lot of money over the period of a year and even over a period of 5 renewals or 4 renewals for a 5-year term. In addition to that, there was the question about the image that the city was wanting to put out. The image that was portrayed to me is that it was very important when we had the meeting. And the garments that we put on the bid are superior to the ones that you're about to approve. They're superior in construction. They're superior in the finish that's being put on the garment. For example, we press every shirt that's included in our bid. If for 4 cents a day, 44 cents a week per wear, $49.50 a week for the city, all of your wear shirts are going to be pressed as opposed to a steam finish. And I'm talking about a metal on fabric press, not a steam cabinet where the garment that's wrinkle-free, for lack of a better word, is going to be steamed up, and then the wrinkles will fall out of it, but it's still not a press finish. It's not a sharp finish. We also include, as I mentioned, the superior shirt construction. We put in banded collars and sewn-in collar stays, so that at the end of the day, your employees look as good as they did at the beginning of the day, instead of having their collar folded open like a common pajama shirt or a polo shirt. Those are just a few things I wanted to bring to your attention. Again, the cost is negligible, and you're going to get a much better appearance. And again, we're a local company. We've got 20 employees, families here in Enid, and we'd love to have your business and do it right for you. And with the image being paramount for us as well, because it's our image too. I have some samples I'd like to show you if you want to see them.
Anyone?
I think I would just say that I appreciate that you are, you think highly of your product, but I'm sure your competitor would say essentially the same thing. And it's, when we put out a bid, I mean, we picked the lowest bid as a matter of policy, to be the best stewards of city's money as possible. And so I certainly appreciate the work you do, and had I any capacity to judge the quality of garment, aside from, what you said, maybe it would matter, but for the sake of, I think, city policy, and why I seconded Commissioner Van Hooser's motion is we picked the lowest bid to be the best stewards we can of the city's money. But I appreciate you being here.
I think that this is well within Gerald's scope to take care of. This is, his spending threshold is $50,000. It's well under that. We do have an argument that the items that were bid were probably bid under different assumptions or different products. So I'm not going to vote in favor of the motion, but I do believe that we need to deny all bids and let Gerald run with it.
Anyone else? What was the motion?
Motion's to approve it with Aramark, which I still stick with. I think we did this under the assumption that it was going to be over Gerald's limit. It won't ever come to us again. But as Ben said, we put it out for specs, we bid it out, we need to honor that. We can't just reject these bids and go forward. I think that's a wrong move. There's $800 difference between this, and it's a 1-year contract, basically, with the option to do 4 more. So at the end of 1 year, if we're not happy with it, then we come back and Gerald makes the decision and we never hear about it, and he can go with UniFirst the next time. But I think for standard, proper business procedures, that we need to take the lowest bid, we said we'd do, and go on down the road, and we'll get this fixed next year.
Anyone else? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion is denied 4-3.
I move we deny all bids and allow Gerald to proceed as he normally would under the threshold.
Second.
Motion by Aaron, second by Tammy.
Andrea, what does that do to us legally? If I were Airmark, I'd file a lawsuit tomorrow. Everyone did this properly. We can't, what is our basis to just simply reject the process that we have in place?
Everyone, well, I believe that everyone bid properly, but the city at any point for any bid, for any reason, can reject all bids. It doesn't need to have a reason, really. It can reject all bids.
It's a stupid rule.
And this actually doesn't.
Invalidates the whole process. Why have a bidding process if we can just decide we're not gonna do it?
That was my question. Why do we vote on this?
Well, we could
Well,
bid something and it could come
this
back a
was-
lot more expensive than expected.
This was brought to the commission because it was bid out, and because in that bid, it says that the commission will make a determination. And so it has to come to you to do something with. So you either award it or you reject all bids. And this actually, because of what was bid, it doesn't fall under the Public Competitive Bidding Act.
Further discussion? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion carries 4-3. Item 8.2, approve change order number 1 with American Demolition Tulsa, Oklahoma, project number M-1605, Lahoma Courts demolition, in the amount of $20,959. Robert?
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager. This is, I'm going to present the item on change order 1 as noted on American Demolition for the Lahoma Courts system. We'll point out that the project is moving along. The 6 structures are demolished and out of place, and this item is to address the change order, which would add on 4 additional properties. And I'm going to show you the location of those right now on the board here. This is Lahoma Court, with demolition is occurring, and Lahoma Court is basically south of Garriott Road and east of Cleveland Street. The property shown in the striped or light striped blue area are properties that have been demolished. The properties shown in the blue are under contract for demolition. And the properties shown in yellow were alternates that were bid but were not accepted as part of the contract originally. They were alternate bids pending on removal of the homes from those sites. Those houses have been removed, and this change order would add those 4 structures back into the contract. Again, the contract that is in place is shown by the chart I presented here at $94,736. The 4 items were bid and are being change ordered to bring back into the contract at $20,959, which makes the total contract of just a little over 100.
5,650 is what it looks like.
About 150, over 150,000.
15, yeah.
Hey, Robert, let me step in there for a minute. What this change order does is those 4 houses that were moved, in the agreement with the movers, they were supposed to remove the stem walls that are left. Most of them are brick. There's one that's concrete. They have not as of yet done that. I have not heard back from them yet on their schedule. I have notified them that we want them to do that. It's part of their contract. I'm expecting them to do that, but in the event that they don't, while we have the demolition people there, this change order would allow us the ability to go in and have the American Demolition clean it up. It is not going to cost the whole amount that you see there, which was to demolish a whole house. That would be worked out with engineering, with the field order. At some point, there would be a change order deduct. There's going to be a change order deduct either way, because if the company comes back, the moving company comes back and cleans up the mess, we won't have to use any of this. If they don't, then I want to use these guys to get it cleaned up. So that's what this item does in effect. If you approve it tonight, it'll allow us while they're here to finish that up. That'll probably be the last thing that we do, depending on what the moving company does, and that gives us the flexibility to clean it up. That's all we're asking for.
I'll move approval, and then I have several questions after discussion.
Second?
Motion by David, second by Ben. David?
Back to the picture.
Yes, sir.
So all the blue boxes the city owns, and we're demolishing them. All of
Correct.
the homes that are just in the picture that are, or all the structures that are in the picture that don't have any of the color to them, those are all owned by Nicholas. Correct? And they've been purchased, and we're done with that part of it.
Yes, that's correct.
So the two things that are remaining there, the two properties that are in red,
Yes, sir.
where are we on those? The one property that's kind of in the middle, Andrew, can you tell us who owns that? Where do we stand with that?
Which one, the one along Cleveland or the one down?
One there. Let's start with that one. I'm gonna ask you the same question on the other one.
Well, we did file, a case for condemnation on that, and that case has since been dismissed.
Okay?
So we probably, will not make any further attempts to, obtain that house. We think that, well, we've never been able to negotiate a deal, so I think we're probably done on that.
The other side's been unresponsive, or we've been unable to get to them at all?
Unresponsive. The other property, we did have offers and counteroffers. The counters were a little bit too high probably for the city, and when I discussed that property with Jeff Williams from Hunt, he believes he can build around that property, so it's not necessary for the project. So,
Okay, so we're gonna get everything done except those two properties, and they're just stuck with them? Okay?
And we'll, assuming that that house, the bottom one there, I can't read the number, but are we under any requirement to maintain a road to that house? How does that work?
because it has a road to it now, as long as the city owns that property, we have to maintain access to that home. So whether it's by a road or later a parking lot or what have you, there has to be access to that home. We could never allow the home to be landlocked without access. But does it have to be the road that's there now? No.
So access would include a parking lot?
It could, yes.
So we could literally have a curb around a house inside a parking lot? Sure. Okay.
What else?
Could be two, just like that. So.
We probably shouldn't even be discussing it. We're discussing demolition. Eventually it'll get to that point.
Sorry if I asked an inappropriate question.
Don't know.
The mayor, or the attorney didn't stop me, so.
Should we have been discussing that, Andrea?
Well, we're talking about demolition of the Lahoma Court site, so I think that it is all related, so.
Motion is second. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
Item 9, consent items.
Move to approve?
Motion by Ben,
Second.
second by David. Discussion, please cast your vote. Motion carries 7-0. Under item 10, we will now recess to convene as the Enid Municipal Authority. Item 11, all trustees of the Enid Municipal Authority are in attendance. Item 12, Enid Municipal Authority regular meeting is now in session. Item 12.1, award and execute a uniform rental agreement with A-Mark Uniform Services in an amount not to exceed $28,439.84 for the first year, with the option of renewal for 5 subsequent fiscal years.
Move approval of the agreement with Aramark Uniform Services.
Motion by David,
Second.
second by Ron. Further discussion? Please cast your vote. Motion is defeated 4-3.
Would have been confusing.
Intentionally.
Item 12.2, approval of claims in the amount of $861,563.92.
Move to approve.
Motion by Ben,
Second.
second by Tammy. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 7-0. Item 13, adjourn. We'll now adjourn to convene as the Enid Economic Development Authority. All of the trustees of the Enid Economic Development Authority are in attendance. Item 15, the Enid Economic Development Authority regular meeting is now in session. Item 15.1, approve change order number 1 with American Demolition Tulsa, Oklahoma, project number M-1605, Oklahoma Courts demolition in the amount of $20,959.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion by David, second by Tammy. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 7-0. Item 15.2, approval of claims in the amount of $18,715.94.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Tammy,
Second.
second by Ben. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 7-0. Item 16, we will now adjourn to convene as the Enid Public Transportation Authority. Item 17, all of the trustees of the Enid Public Transportation Authority are in attendance at the regular meeting. Item 18, the Enid Public Transportation Authority regular meeting is now in session. Item 18.1, approval of claims in the amount of $738.41.
Motion to approve.
What, you were asleep
Lowest.
over there? A
Second.
motion by Rodney,
Second.
second by Ron. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 7-0. Item 19, we'll now adjourn to reconvene as the Enid City Commission. Under item 20, public discussion. We have 3 people signed up. Brian Carr signed up, and he is not here. Diane, state your name, your address.
Diane Levesque, 1324 West Oakland Avenue here in Enid, and I wanted to talk about some economic development, but first I want to give my appreciation to our rather aging engineering department and just ask the commission who's going to replace them. And I just want to say, somebody local, I hope, if you go out and farm like you did for, well, maybe not you personally, but this wonderful body went and farmed out the city manager's office and we got a Bill Gamble. We fired him and we paid his golden parachute out the wazoo, and I still don't know who's still paying him yet. And he's retired nice and cushy there in Colorado. But anyway, we're going to get some nice local educated talent to replace our retiring engineers when they do retire. And I submit that Enid Public Schools is not the place to look for them, because when I looked at that bond issue, what they wanted to do was install brand-new sound equipment, video equipment, as if they don't already have video equipment from this good city, already spending a good bit of money on that. And I think there's only 2 schools that had improvements on science equipment, just 2 schools. And the gyms that are scheduled to have bond money poured into sound equipment is in elementary school.
Diane, keep it as brief as you can, because there's nothing we can do about it.
I'm getting to the economic development part of this, because it's the same question as to where you're going to get your engineers from, is where are these big businesses that you hope to come into Enid? Where are they going to get a well-skilled, educated workforce? It's not going to be from your radio and television department. Thank you.
Thank you. The last one, sign up. Is it Mark Garner? Mark? Did I say that right? Is it Garner? Gainer. My mistake.
I'm just here to ask a question.
If you would, talk into the mic, please.
Yeah, I'm here to ask a question about the sidewalk. It's simple, sidewalk mandate in Enid, sidewalk and
I have to tell you that we cannot answer your questions. We can only listen,
okay.
please.
The sidewalk and driveway mandate for all new structures in Enid is a good idea. But it is certainly not a good idea to probably start it maybe now on the poorer side of town where the people there can barely, where I'm speaking out is 2725 North Adams, in that area, north of the graveyard, or I guess west of the graveyard there. Most of the people out there, there's not a sidewalk or a driveway really to be seen that's not gravel or mud to any of the houses. And I'm just kind of speaking on behalf of an ex-wife that's moved in here that works 2 jobs and she's got a $3,500 trailer and then it's $12,000 to put the sidewalk and I guess the driveway in. They put the driveway in and it just, I would just ask that the board maybe look at the area rather than doing just a scatter everywhere to make that law. I mean, I think it probably was made for maybe new construction and new things, but that area of town, it's pretty hard on those people to mandate them to spend 12 grand. And the pictures would show that it's just, they'll walk off 20 foot of sidewalk into a mud hole. I doubt if very many people there would even walk their dogs in the area, especially in the evening. So that's all that I ask, if it maybe just be revisited again, maybe in 3 years, maybe have somebody come look at the area and maybe they put the driveway in. But the sidewalk, there's a water meter right in the middle of it. There's impossible you want to put a sidewalk around a water meter?
Yeah, sir, if you will, I'd be glad to talk to you, and actually, I'm gonna have Chris probably help me talk with you too after the meeting.
All right, yeah, that'd probably be the
Yeah, the
best.
commission is looking at the sidewalk ordinance, but we'd be glad to talk to you about that, and I appreciate your feedback.
Thank you. Byron Carr,
You did.
just barely. State your name, telephone number.
Name's Brian Carr. I live at 2604 East Randolph. My telephone number? No?
That's fine. I got it, Byron.
We
So
have
sorry.
it.
I'm trying to find a different approach, and instead of all this arguing and bickering we've been doing throughout the years, for a long time I've been watching people of the East Side put their money in this pot for years, and they don't have nothing to show for it in the years to come. The East Side's in a mess over there. I got places over there that your trucks came in and picked up stuff, but where I put stuff, they left it. But I talked to the guys, they said that Billy told them not to touch it. I don't know why, but a lot of it wasn't, it was storm damage, but the people wanted to clean off their lots. So they paid me to take down the trees, and I put them there. But I told them that the city would come by and pick them up, but they would be charged. They was okay with that because I did it cheap enough for them to pay y'all to pick them up, but nobody's wanting to pick them up.
Well, I think, Byron, we probably need, you and I probably need to visit about that, and we can do that maybe tomorrow or this week.
Okay.
I think the issues that you've been told, if you're doing commercial work, I think the thinking is that you, as a commercial business, would take care of that. But we can talk about that.
But I don't have no way of hauling off, so I'm doing this stuff cheap and letting them know that if when y'all come in, there will be a charge.
Now, why don't we set up, why don't you get with me? I'll try to get with you right after the meeting. We'll set up a time, and this commission can't really resolve those issues.
How about a couple of days?
Sure. I'm glad, this week or next week's fine with me.
Okay, well, you know, people are calling me and calling me and calling me, and I told them that I would just come down here and speak publicly and see what I can get done.
Why don't you call in to call me tomorrow, and we'll set something up.
616-7246.
Well, that's close enough, yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Item 21, consider convening into executive session pursuant to 25 Oklahoma Statute 307B3 to discuss the purchase of real property and pursuant to 25 Oklahoma Statute 307C10 to discuss matters pertaining to economic development because an executive session is necessary to protect the confidentiality of the business and to reconvene into regular session to take any necessary action.
So moved.
Motion by Ben,
Second.
second by David. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you for joining us for the Enid City Commission meeting. If you have any questions or comments, visit our website at enid.org.